get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show.
Given that we're all in different parts of the world as well, are there things that are lost in translation? Do you think? Have you found that actually something that maybe is, are there things that don't translate culturally? So things that would be acceptable in one language or culture that actually, if you said it in another group, wouldn't be accepted?
I think so. Maybe I will share with you a story, short story. I have a friend who is from Chile, because I'm from Chile, South America. And then in Chile, we like to make a lot of jokes all the time, like they're very funny things, because what people think in Chile, that in Europe, we have the reputation that the Chileans are thieves. So they steal things. So then just playing around in the office, one of my friends say, hey, did you I lost my phone. Did you steal my phone? So that said to my other Chilean friend. And he got really angry. And he said, yes, because, you know, I'm Chilean. I'm not a thief. Why you're harassing me? Why you're insulting me? He got really angry. And I was like, it's just a joke. He's just telling you because we have the reputation of being thief. So I was laughing behind, you know, I was like, ha, ha, ha. And then this other friend was really angry. And they got into a discussion, and really, because the other friend from the UK, he thought was fun, you know, so he did not see any harm that the Chilean has the reputation of being thief. And I was laughing behind, but then I think was a miscommunication here, because in Chile we think it's fun, but for this Chilean friend who grew up in Germany, it was not fun at all.
No. And that's really, that's really interesting, because I've had, so in the UK, I've had those similar conversations with some of my Black friends who have actually been accused of that. If something's gone missing, oh yeah, do you want to check? And it is not funny, because again, you're labeling, you're actually assuming that because somebody is of that ethnicity or that
for us
that nationality, right?
Yeah, and for us Chilean, we laugh about it, because like, haha, we're well known for being thief, but we find it funny. So that's why for me it's funny.
But the other side to that is, and I've heard people say this, where they say, oh, what, I was only joking.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so the person has been a victim of being, for receiving something that was not very nice. And then on top of it, they're told, you haven't got a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen that quite a lot as well, that the person actually, and to me, that is a sense of, and I don't know whether it's conscious or unconscious, I can't decide, of a level of superiority where you think, I'm superior to you, so I can say, you stole my pen or whatever because you're from Chile.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I said, or even worse, if I said to someone else, check Giselle's bag, she's probably got it.
Yeah.
And then to say to you, and then you're upset by that, and then I said, well, I was only joking, and you haven't got, and it's a level of superiority that then appears, and that is such a horrible trait to have. It's just not nice as in terms of humanity, is to then throw it back at that person and say, what, where's your sense of humor?
Yeah.
And they hide behind that because they said, but it was just a joke.
So it's not funny. I mean, for me, actually, I would think it's funny, so I will be laughing. So now I know, okay, I will not laugh then when somebody asks me.
But this is the way how we grow up, and tradition and background we had. So the UK humor is totally different to, for example, some regions in Germany.
Yeah.
So, and in the first meetings I had with the UK team, it was always, are they joking? Ooh. Or is this now true? So I always need to listen and see, try to see the faces, how they act and react, to understand their kind of humor.
Yeah.
This is hard, and
hard.
In those situations, I think we could not, because we are not in their shoes, or in the shoes of the person who feels hurt. Yeah.
So bringing that into the workplace and thinking about where you work and the organization, your teams, you know, those kind of fractions can actually happen within a team as well. So it's
Of course.
really, if there isn't a strong structure in place of tolerance and real boundaries for what's acceptable and unacceptable behavior. And I really firmly believe that an organization's culture actually dictates that. It dictates how teams actually operate and how they do relax and have jokes within a kind of safe environment. I'd just like you to say a bit about Maverick and about the kind of things and things that you've seen that have been put in place that you like, don't like.
And Maverick, because I'm in the central team, I have the interaction with all of the countries, specifically country directors like Baz and Tanja. So there is a lot of diversity automatically, and we all have a laugh and a joke. Joel was very keen that we all become friends, almost that we are a family. We talk about the Maverick family a lot, and within families you are going to have people that banter and bicker and have a bit of fun. So there is that level, and he encourages that, but at the same time there isn't that line that is crossed, or not that I've experienced, which is really important for me. So I don't, yeah, I feel like we are a family in Maverick, especially our, you know, our team. And I think Joel is very much the head of that. Like he is very quick. Like when I came back from maternity, for example, Joel called me and he said, look, Natalie, you know, it's family first. We trust you. You do a good job. Keep doing what you're doing. And just that small conversation was fantastic. And then the next moment, you know, we could joke about my little boy who is a giant, and you know he's been a pain at the moment, and he'll get everyone to wave on the conference call that we're on to him. So yeah, it's a really, not relaxed, what's the word, comfortable, you know, I feel comfortable working in Maverick, because I feel like I can say, yeah, I can say what needs to be said, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. And I think something that and the company I work for Involve, we're doing quite a lot of work around keeping people connected, especially with home working and all of that. And we've given everybody that has the option to go back to the office or not, and that's been a huge challenge across the business. But I think one thing for me, I was speaking to a couple of people the other day, is the freedom to be who you are at work and not try to pretend to be something else. Come as you are and actually bring yourself, because if you're not bringing yourself to work, I just don't think you can give as much to your team. And you know, if you feel that there's a part of your life that you've got to hide or that you can't talk about, and there was a time where I genuinely felt ashamed to say that my family were Muslim. It actually worried me because because of the environment I was working in. I actually didn't want to say, even though these are people who knew me, some of them knew my family, some of them had been to my house. You know, I still felt conscious and wanted to hide, and it was, and that was wrong of me to feel that way, but it was there.
I had a similar experience. So I was brought up as a Jehovah's Witness. So often people will again see what's on the media and have a view of my faith rather than understanding what it actually means and my values, my core values. So often I don't tell people until I've worked with them a little while, and then I drop the bombshell and tell them, because then they know me as a person rather than seeing me as somebody of faith. But I'm quite fortunate that my experience, if and when I have told people, it's just been accepted and it's been okay. But I have had experiences in past companies where that's not been the case, and because they will take what, you know, not the same as your experience, but they will take what they are told by the media and other things, and they will see that view rather than seeing you as a person, or see what it actually is, what the truth is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel it's because we all have our backgrounds, family, and in a country, so we're all very narrow casted. And I was very fortunate, I must say, looking back, is that when I was 1.5 years old, we already moved to Spain for a couple of years. I've lived in Bangladesh. I've been in Indonesia, in Argentina, and I worked a lot with Asian cultures. So looking back at that, I always said, I don't have youth friends. So every time you start setting up something new, but what I really find as a great benefit is that I don't feel Dutch. I really feel as a global citizen, and having met so many different cultures, but faith is I feel that I am more open-minded than others, because I feel the struggle. I've told this to Giselle. When I moved to Bangladesh, I I had a little bit of English as a background on basic school, but we were put in there and I couldn't speak English. And that was so uncomfortable to be a child and not speak to others, because I said to my parents, I can't say anything. Nothing comes out of my throat. And this is the part, maybe in an extra way, Giselle had a kind of a dip 2 weeks ago, where she really felt, I think, excluded, because we all do our benefits in the team to talk English. So we do that very easily. But there are many times we just talk Dutch. And there was a moment that Giselle really felt excluded, but more from her personal level, because instead of what I said to Giselle in protecting her as, okay, because Giselle is in the team, let's talk English. I said to the team, I've talked with Giselle, and Giselle really prefers to talk Dutch. So we're going to keep on talking Dutch. But when Giselle said, wacht even, in Dutch, wait, I can't understand this, then she should speak up freely that we do it over again in Dutch. Because in some way, it's very easy for Dutch people to talk English, but that's not helping Giselle. No. And the same, I think I gave you some tips with your Dutch friend. Also, you want to go on with talking Dutch or integrate as a Dutch person. And like I said, the background of me having lived in many other countries, I think that also gives much more flavors are available.
Yeah, that's really lovely. Is there any advice you could give to anybody?
I can't reverse this, but I have a shitty background. I see all nice backgrounds. I have a shitty background, so I didn't know we were. I know you told us we were being recorded, but I had no clue we would be broadcasted. So.
That's really interesting. You say that, actually, because even that, it feeds into this conversation so well. It doesn't matter, does it? Because we're listening to what you're saying, and what you're contributing is so important, and that actually hits the nail on the head. Actually,
keeping up appearances.
might even keep that in. And actually, there's in the UK there was a television advert that came out, and it's still on, I think, and I absolutely hate it. And a few of us actually at work were talking about it. And it says, are you suffering from house embarrassment? Because there's a woman sitting, and she's got, her kitchen's really old and outdated, and they're trying to say, you could have a new kitchen, you could have this. And then she they say, oh, we thought you were having some work done. And she pretends to freeze, and then her cat moves across. So it shows that actually she's just pretending that her camera's frozen. And that, the office was a real leveler for people, but some people have space in their houses to have a whole room dedicated to an office. I've taken over part of our living room. Some people are sitting in a bedroom. I think in the last 2 years, it actually highlighted that the office actually created a level kind of environment for people, which was really positive and good. But does it stop people? Are they able to do their job? And are they able to actually, we've kind of gone past that, I think. And can they actually, have they got the tools they need? And that became more of an issue for businesses, to make sure that people were able to, and did they have a proper chair? And I know as an organization, we've audited that and made sure that in terms of people's physical well-being and that they're sitting, you know, appropriately and are comfortable. And it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter about your background. None of it matters. It's actually what you're bringing.
It is true though, because the reason I have this virtual background is because I'm in my children's room, because that's the only room in the house I can have, and I don't want people to see my son's bed behind me.
Exactly.
So, but you're right, it doesn't matter.
No.
Essentially, it's like a school uniform, isn't it? The office for kids, school
It really
uniform for
is.
kids makes everyone even, and yeah, I'd never thought of it like that, but yeah, but it's very true.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate